Hi guys, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the over 30 book tag. As a 34-year-old, I think I am over 30, sadly. I originally saw this video on Lauren Wade's channel. I will link her channel down below and her video. This video was this tag rather, was originally created by INKNOTBLOOD. I will link her channel down below. And her original video. There are 6 questions and yeah, let's get on with it. So question 1 is name one of your favourite books that features a protagonist who is 30 years or older. Okay, so I struggled with this a little bit and then it hit me like a freight train. Bridget Jones' Diary, she's the ultimate 30-something. This is written by Helen Fielding and it was originally published in 1996, and it tells the story of the hapless Bridget Jones who works for a publishing company. At least she does in the film. It's a long time ago since I've read the book. Now does she? Yes, I think she does. She falls in love with inappropriate people. She counts calories constantly, don't we all? She drinks like a fish, smokes like a chimney, and she's basically just your ultimate 30-something. And the films are very good too. I have read all the Bridget Jones books, but Bridget Jones' Diary is my favourite, and it's amazing. So yeah, that's my favourite protagonist who's over 30 or 30 or over. Bridget Jones by Helen Fielding. Question 2 is name a book that represents who you were when you were younger. Okay, so that's easy. A book that represents me, not so much because of the storyline of this book, more because of the reasons behind how I came to A, know this book existed, and B, how this book was given to me. So it's Who Invented Peanut Butter by Alexander McCall Smith. This is not my original edition. I lost my original edition many years ago and had to hunt this down. My husband and I met Alexander McCall Smith in Topping and Company a couple of years ago, and he got this signed for me. And originally, when I think I was about 10, maybe 11, I enjoyed reading books, but when I met this author at a youth group that I used to attend when I lived in Edinburgh, this author came along and he told us what it was like to write, what it was like to create your own stories and have your own book published, and how long it took to write books and what books meant to him and all that kind of information. And that really stuck with me, and to this day that sticks with me. And I believe that this book made me even more of a book lover than I was when I was a kid. So for that reason, that's my choice. Who Invented Peanut Butter by Alexander McCall Smith. The next one, my iPad has gone to sleep. Question 3, name a book that represents where you are in your life now. Okay, so this one is less because of the contents of the book and more the title. So it's A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf. So obviously this discusses the importance of female writers having a place of their own to write what they want to write. This represents where I am in my life now because I'm in my mid-30s, I am a homeowner, I don't have a mortgage, which is amazing. Not many mid-30s people can say that, and I feel blessed. So for that reason, A Room of One's Own. I have a room of my own. My study is full of books. My home is secure. It's warm, and that makes me happy. So yeah, that's A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf, and this is the gorgeous Persephone Dove Grey edition, which I bought just recently. It's number 134 in Persephone's catalogue, and the end papers are just delicious. Wouldn't that just be an incredible wallpaper? I mean, yeah, I'd have it in every wall of my house, on the ceiling, on the floor. It's just incredible. I love it. Oh, it would make a nice carpet too. Yeah. Anyway, back to the book tag. Question number 4. Name a book that represents something that has never changed about you. Okay, so Matilda by Roald Dahl. My love of books. And I know a few questions ago I said that my love of books was made deeper by the gift of a book from an author that I respect. But I have always loved books. I have always been a reader. Just that after that point, I love them more. So yeah, Matilda. Matilda is a voracious reader. She loves books. She has taught herself to read, and by the time she's like 5 or 6, she's read all the books in the children's library, and she wants to read more, and she starts reading classics like Charles Dickens and Herman Melville's Moby Dick, which a book I've never read, but I've heard it's amazing. So yeah, Matilda represents something that's never changed about me, my love of books. The next one is name one of your favourite classics. Okay, so I have a few favourite classics, but this is probably top of my list. It's Dracula by Bram Stoker. I have only ever read this once, and I own about 7 or 8 editions of it. This book genuinely scared me. I think the scariest thing about Dracula is, I mean, he's not in it for very long. He's probably in it for an entirety of about 50 or 60 pages, maybe slightly more. But I think it's because he's not physically there, but his presence is always felt in the book. The way that the characters are discussing him in their diary entries, the letters they write to one another, and it's that omnipresent. Is that the right word? He's always there, but not physically, and I think that's quite threatening. And I loved that about this. It was so dark and so gothic, and it just recently celebrated its 123rd birthday, I think it was, back in May. But yeah, Dracula is an incredible book. There is bits of it that kind of drag on, but some of it is just absolutely top class, and it's a book that you have to read because it's amazing. So yeah, that's Dracula by Bram Stoker. And that was the vintage Red Spine edition, which I love its simplicity. It's just a couple of splashes of blood and the book title. Yeah. And yeah, I've not read this edition, but anyway. Back to the questions. So this is the final question, question number 6. Name a book you like or would like to read that was published in the year you were born. Okay, so that's easy. This book was published in 1986. I was born in November of that year, and it's Going Solo by Roald Dahl. Now this is a gorgeous first edition of this, and I absolutely adore it. I found this online and had to have it. And it's an old library book, North Tyneside Libraries. So I think obviously it's been withdrawn, but it still has the little cardboard thing that the library card thing went into. I think the ticket that they stamp the who's borrowed it and stuff. And yeah, so. Yeah, this is his autobiography. It picks up from where this one left off, which was Boy by Roald Dahl. I have read this one. This is hilariously funny. It's absolutely brilliant, and my favourite scene in this was where they were in the sweet shop and one of his friends puts a dead mouse in a jar of sweets, and the old lady, like, she has an absolute meltdown about it. Yeah. So I've read this one, but I have not read Going Solo yet. I think this charts his life from when he joins, I think it's, I want to say it's the RAF. Yes, it was the RAF, because when he, I think the story goes that when he was flying his plane, he bumped his head, and that was what started him writing. It was what gave him all the ideas for his stories. And Roald Dahl's writing is something that I've always enjoyed. My favourite Roald Dahl is a toss-up between Matilda and the Witches. It's difficult to choose between those two. But yeah, his writing is amazing. His writing is funny. It's really close to the bone, and I absolutely adore it. So I will need to get to this soon, because it's a couple of years ago that I read Boy. But I really need to read Going Solo. So that, I think, is the end of the questions. Yep, so there's only 6 questions. I'm not going to tag anyone. If you want to do it, go for it. If you're over 30, of course, I think that's like the main rule. You have to be over 30. So if you're 29, I'm sorry, join the queue, and you can do it later once you turn 30. I hope, again, in this video that I've made some semblance of sense. I probably haven't. I'll probably watch it back and I'll be like, no, that's not going on the internet. And then promptly upload it to the internet. Yeah, anyway, before I go and start babbling on as usual, I will say goodbye. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have so much fun doing it. Whatever you're reading, I hope you love it. Stay fabulous, be amazing, be yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye bye.